What's up, USC Trojan football fans? Come to Eastern California. And tonight, my third USC Trojan football week of 2025 season. We've been down the first Big Ten matchup that we're seeing for USC Trojans when they take on the Purdue Boilermakers. Let's start with points in the quarter. In the first quarter, USC Trojans outscored the Purdue Boilermakers 3-0. In the second quarter, the USC Trojans continued to outscore the Purdue Boilermakers in the second quarter 14-3, and the leading at halftime 17-3. Moving on to the second half. Here's what happened in the third quarter. The Trojans outscored the Purdue Boilermakers in the third quarter 13-7, ended up winning to three quarters 30-10. While forcing the fourth quarter, the Purdue Boilermakers outscored the Trojans in the fourth quarter 7-3. But that didn't matter because the USC Trojans wanted to defeat the Purdue Boilermakers 33-17. Go USC Trojans! Trojans win! I love LA. LA, fight on! Here the USC Trojans playmaker of the games. What type of points, how he did. Here's Dave Marlowe against the Purdue Boilermakers. Dave Marlowe completed 17-28 passes for 22 yards. No interception, but also got sacked once. For Western category, William Jones got 18 carries for 77 yards rushing and rushing touchdown, while Eli Sanders got 10 carries for 65 yards rushing. Eli King got 4 carries and for 70 yards rushing, while James Marlowe got 7 carries for 10 yards rushing and rushing touchdown. For receiving, the Kobe Lane got 3 15 yards receiving, but he didn't receiving touchdowns. Those are usually good playmakers for tonight's game against the Boilermakers. Here are the comparisons between USC and the Boilermakers. After the Trojans got 31 minutes, 7 seconds of time possession, while the Purdue got 25 minutes, 50 seconds of time possession. Forcing the Trojans were outdone by the Purdue Boilermakers first down 20-23. And the Trojans only completed 30% of the conversions, while the Boilermakers completed 50% of the conversions. The Trojans and Boilermakers both completed 100% of the conversions. But the good news is the Trojans dominated the Boilermakers in total yards, 460-365, and was outdone by the Boilermakers in passing yards, 305-282. The Trojans got 10.1 yards per pass, while the Boilermakers got 7.8 yards per pass. The Trojans dominated the Boilers in carries, Boilermakers in carries, 40-28, and dominating rushing yards, 178-52. But the Trojans got 4.5 yards per pass, while the yards per rush, the Boilermakers got 1.9 yards per rush, and the Trojans dominated the Boilermakers in rushing touchdowns 2-1. And the Trojans got no turnovers, while the Boilermakers got 3 turnovers, and the Trojans just allowed 1 sack, and the Boilermakers got 3 sacks. And the Trojans were penalized 9 times after 103 yards, while the Boilermakers got penalized 5 times about 60 yards. The Trojans dominated the Boilermakers in total plays 68-67. Here are the defensive dominations for the Trojans and Boilermakers. The Trojans were outdominated by the Boilermakers in total tackles 62-55, sacrificed a single setback to 48-43. But the Trojans did a good job dominating the Boilermakers in tackles for a loss 10-7. Not so much in pass defending, out-dominated by the Boilermakers 3-1 in pass defending, but did do a good job sacking the ball against Boilermakers and down there in the sack category 5-1, and shut out the Boilermakers interception 3-0, that's like the fourth fumble 2-0, and that's return touchdowns 1-0. Here's the takeaway of the game against the Boilermakers. The USC Trojans started the 2025 season 3-0 and secured a first win Big Ten play of the season as they overcame a 3-hour rain delay and so started to remain victorious for the two ball makers. Not only that, USC Trojans did a great job dominating the Pluto ball makers in time possession, total yards per pass, yards per pass, carries, rushing yards, yards per pass, rushing touchdowns, and total plays. But unfortunately, they were outdone by the Pluto ball makers in first downs, third down conversions, and passing yards. At least the good news is the Trojans were able to limit the turnovers. USC Trojans lead the all-time season, the Pluto ball makers 4-1. Therefore, they did a great job dominating the Pluto ball makers in 62% of defensive categories. That's good. Yeah, after your first 3 games to start the season in 2025. Hopefully, it'll be enough to make it back to the AP Top 25. Hopefully. Here's some fun facts I didn't know about today's game between USC Trojans and the Pluto ball makers. The USC Trojans were able to end their 14-game losing streak when playing in the Eastern and Central Time Zone during the first trip to Ross A Stadium since 1976. Here's how James Marler did. Although James Marler was held out while throwing a touchdown pass for the first time this season, he was able to dominate the Pluto ball makers with 292 yards of total offense with a rushing touchdown. Therefore, he thrown for 989 yards passing and 6 touchdown passes, no interceptions, through the first 3 games of the 2025 season, and ran the league at FBS in total QBRs with 96.7. That's good news for USC Trojan quarterback. Hopefully, it's still being up for USC Trojans to go back to AP Top 25, so you can still be one towards making it to the college football playoff for the first time in school history, and maybe ending your 21-year NFL championship draw in college football. Hopefully, 2025 season will be a year that the Trojans become national champions in college football and make it to the college football playoff for the first time in school history. Here's the USC Trojan football highlight of the game. It goes to U.S. defensive tackle Jamal Jarrett. Probably a defensive tackle weighs 260 pounds. That's cool. Not only that, here's the important part. Jamal Jarrett wanted to take the football for a 70-yard pick six to help the USC Trojans extend their lead to 29-10 with 2 minutes 30 seconds left in the third quarter. That was a humongous play by Jamal Jarrett when he caught a pick six and take it to 70 yards for a touchdown. And here's my next USC Trojan football recap of the 2025 season. What we're going to do it on. The next one will be on Saturday, September 20th, 2025 is next Saturday, when the USC Trojans go head-to-head against Michigan State Spartans for USC Trojans Big Ten homeopener. And that game will be on Fox. And we'll recap live on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Fanbase, and Threads. We're going to do it live on Facebook. We're going to post it on YouTube, Instagram, Fanbase, TikTok, and Threads. I'm impressed how USC Trojans are keeping up good work with offense and defense at the same time. Hopefully keep up good work. That will be enough to make it to 2025. Once again, but before I end this recap, what USC Trojans theme song? That's it. This is my USC Trojan football recap of the 2025 season. Hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next USC Trojan football recap. We can end this video with Go! USC Trojans! Trojans win! Hang on, LA. LA. Bye on. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Have a good weekend. Peace out, USC Trojan football fans.